What's going on, guys? Rounded Tiktak here, and I'm a little sick, so apologies if you hear it in my voice. I just wanted to get a quick intro in here, and it is going to be quick because I listen to my community, and I know I go on tangents sometimes, so I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to be better, just so you know that. I just want to talk about misinformation for 2 seconds before we get into the video. There's a lot of it on the internet, and specifically on Fortnite, you have to wade through scammer got scam videos, all of that stuff. Top of my head, the Bobcat is the best gun in the game. It's not. It really isn't. Mathematically, playstyle wise, the Bobcat, just off the top of my head, is not the best gun in the game. So just be careful of what you see on the internet. Not saying that all of my information is correct all the time, but I do a lot of research into the videos, and I try to get math to support my claims. Lastly, we made partner on Twitch. Well, we didn't make, but we have the opportunity to apply, which is a huge thing for me, and that's all thanks to you guys. So appreciate that. But you guys, I asked on one of the military videos what weapons you wanted to see broken down first. Believe it or not, this is what came up the most. Slow and Snare versus Affliction, which is the best 6 perk? That's the question I got the absolute most. So we're going to cover that in today's video, and the weapon breakdowns are still coming. With all of that said, thank you for watching, and let's get into this video. Affliction used to be very bad. It was, even though it still stayed at the second best perk in the game for 6 slot, it was still pretty terrible. And the reason behind this has to do with the game itself. Even if it gave you more damage than it does, which, by the way, it gives you a very negligible amount of damage, even if it gave you a decent amount, it still wouldn't be worth it to use it. However, now since that we have this harder content, it is slightly better. The reason for this is because at level 118, which is the hardest mission you could do pre-patch 8.5 or whatever we got, whatever patch it was that brought the harder content, there just wasn't enough time to do the affliction damage. As you can see, it says causes affliction for 6 seconds. The actual damage boost you're getting 9 times out of 10 is the fact that you do an extra 45% damage to afflicted targets. So you have to shoot them once, they become afflicted, and then you get a 45% damage bonus. The actual affliction, and by the way, in this game, affliction, all it is a damage over time, a dot. So if you play World of Warcraft and you play Warlocks, dots, damage over time. Like I said, I'm a little sick, so sorry. So causes affliction for 6 seconds. Now, we're not going to use the razor blade yet because it shoots 3 bullets. We're going to use something that shoots 1 time, and this is actually going to be a good test here. We're going to do something that shoots literally just 1 time, 1 bullet, so we can see how much damage this actually does. And on top of that, we're going to find out if what it actually scales off of. Does it scale off of your weapon damage, how hard the bullet hit, your ability damage, your tech bonuses, your party bonuses? We're gonna find all of that out in this video. So before we get into Slow and Snare, let's finish up and talk about Affliction. I am solo in a 128 mission. 100% solo, so I don't have any team bonuses, so all the guns are going to look weak because I am running by myself. Now, originally I wanted to use this nature pistol, but I think, don't quote me on this, it has some sort of higher affliction bonus to it. So I'm looking for something that, there we go. So we have a Whisper 45 with affliction on it. Thanks, alarm. I know it's time for stream. Let's do 1 shot in the body. 1 shot in the body, hit for 43 something, and it ticks for 2,993 damage. It ticks 6 times, aka 6 seconds worth of affliction. Okay, now let's see if we shoot him in the head, what happens here. Still 2,993. Now, just to triple check this, we're going to shoot him in the head one more time. So I honestly don't even know where the weak point is, but I definitely got a headshot crit there for 57k, and now it's 2,993. Now here's the difference. Ready? If we take a shot at his arm or his body here, right? And we hit for 45. After that, you see that we hit for 66. That's the extra bonus you're getting for Affliction. After the first shot, he's afflicted, you do 45% extra damage, and that's where the real damage comes from. Now, like I said, Affliction was, even though it was still the second best perk you could get, it really wasn't in a good spot. Affliction damage when the enemies could only scale to 118 wasn't very good. Nothing in the game, if you were playing some sort of meta hero that could actually do a decent amount of damage, would not survive for 6 seconds. I'm in a 128 right now. The enemies are 140 solo, and I guarantee you I can kill this enemy within 6 seconds. Lastly, when the Affliction ticks for 2,933, let's just round that up to 3,000. 3,000 times 6, 612, 18,000 damage is nothing crazy when each bullet hits for that was a very bad example, but each bullet hits for a lot more than that. And especially on guns that are super duper quick firing like this, there's really, Affliction really tends to lose out. So that is why Affliction has an issue. It's in a better spot now because the enemies are tankier, allowing you're gonna find enemies, especially smashers at this higher level or level 191, 174. Those enemies will not be able to be killed within 6 seconds unless you have a ton of people focusing on them. Bad. All right, so we're gonna shoot them in the chest. 39,000. It ticks for, it's hard to see, 2,993, which is basically exactly the same, I believe. Let's just double check here real quick. Let's put that whisper back on. $3,029. Versus 3,029. Now, it's the exact same thing. So that means that all that means is that Affliction doesn't scale on bonus or on damage per shot. So you could hit them with an old Betsy, you'll still get the same exact Affliction tick, which I'm pretty sure that means it scales off of a tech bonus. All right, so I'm re-recording this. The original version, although I'm going to fix some stuff in post, the original version of this took too long to get my point across, and I'm trying to be more concise and considerate for your time. Now, slow wins. Slow and snare on the 6 perk wins for a multitude of reasons. As we know, Affliction does minimal damage at best. 18,000 damage in a solo mission. So let's say if you're in a 4-man, let's say that's 24,000 damage over the course of 6 seconds, which is negligible at best. At best, it's negligible. Now, slow and snare does something a little different. It provides a utility to your entire kit, and on top of that, it can stack. So with that being said, it can really start to slow down some husks. Not only am I about to show a clip of how long it takes a smasher to make it through a 2-tile tunnel, I'm also looking for a smasher right now so I can show you exactly what I mean. Slow and snare also stacks. So if you're running a constructor and you have the slow and snare perk with Ice King, if you have slow and snare on your weapon, and if you're putting down floor spikes, that all stacks, allowing up to, I believe you can get close to a 100% slowing effect. You might even be able to get to 100%, but it's not going to stop the enemy. It's not going to like freeze them. But it will slow them down significantly. Sadly, it doesn't look like there's any look at that. So we're gonna pull this smasher over here and we're gonna play with them a little bit. Let's kill all these other enemies here and get rid of them. Let's finish up this guy. Now, there is an argument for Affliction if you want to completely change your playstyle, but it's hard to do on these higher level missions. On these higher level missions, the enemies have so much health that 24,000 damage isn't really good. So what's something a lot of people like to do is to basically have an enemy, have it with a tiny bit of health, you put the last bullet into them, and then you switch to a different target, allowing the Affliction to finish them off. That is not really possible in this higher level content because the damage, the amount of health that the husks have is just too high for your 18 to 24,000 damage Affliction ticks. Now, slow and snare, we have it on this hacksaw here. Don't worry about the rolls or anything. We're not worried about damage. I just want to show you guys something. So if you listen real close, you can hear the walk speed of the smasher. Listen. Okay? If we shoot him one time, listen to the difference. Allowing you to kite enemies around. Blasters, smashers, husky husks, refrigerator doors, it doesn't matter. You see these down arrows? That's how you know they're snared. Now, here's the bigger kicker. We're gonna put some floor tiles down here. We're gonna get beat up a little bit, but watch this. 95% of your tunnels are going to have these traps. Especially if you're playing with randoms. So since 95% of the tunnels in the game have these traps, in fact, I would say this is probably the most popular trap in the game. Listen to the footsteps as he walks on here. Sounds like the snare, right? Listen to this. Look at that. Look at that. On top of floor spikes, they snare. So they stack. So if you had a constructor running the Ice King, look at this. What? That's insane. Now, the thing is it allows you to amplify your damage so much more than a measly 24,000 because they are so slow. They're not going to get to your actual base. So it allows you to get an entire clip on them. It allows you to reload for that last bit of damage that you need. It allows you to do so many things that just the extra 24,000 damage is not going to do. 24,000 damage again over 6 seconds. We all know smashers like to charge, and with that being said, their charge actually gets slowed down on this as well. So I'm just gonna put some floor spikes down here. Check this out. I want him to charge. That's what I want to happen here. So I'm gonna stand far away. I want him to aggro me. Come on, yell. There we go. Watch this. He's almost like running in place. Did you see that? So, welcome to the video, guys. Oh, he finally got here. It's ridiculous how long it takes him. So, on top of slow on your weapon, slow from the floor spikes, slow from the Ice King, slow from Affliction if you're using corrosive strikes and there's a ninja, all of those stack on top of each other. Affliction just adds a little bit of bonus damage. Let's show you some extra examples to see exactly how good it is. We're gonna see exactly, I don't want him to charge, how long it takes him to get in. This is without slow and snare. What's that, 3 seconds maybe? 3 seconds, we're gonna swing him around, and then we're gonna kite him through again with one bullet. Look at that difference. Look at that difference. That is insane! Oh my god. So not only does it allow us to do more damage because he's walking slower, once you start to add traps to this situation, and you kite him through, it allows the traps to do so much more work. We can take a look here on this taker too. Watch this. Watch this. So watch his speed. Hit him once. Look how slow he is. Look at the difference. Watch when it clicks in. You can see the down arrows on him. Look at that. Right, he's gonna charge me. That's his normal charge speed. Hit him once. Look how slow he goes. You can literally just walk by him. You can literally just kite him around. And that's really it, guys. Slow and snare wins the race, allowing your team to do a lot more damage. It stacks with all other forms of slow and snare, getting to ridiculous slow numbers up to 95%. definitely, if you want the absolute best 6 perk on your weapons, go slow and snare. Yes, there are weapons that have base damage or crit chance, but those are few and far between, and slow and snare can basically be rolled on anything. So if you want the absolute best, definitely go slow and snare over Affliction. It just helps your team way too much. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, feel free to click subscribe. I make videos like this and weapon breakdowns and trap tunnel guides almost daily. The new weapons, the military breakdowns, are coming very, very soon. Most likely, I think it was voted for Silent Spectre versus the Bobcat. That is coming up real soon, later in the week. That'll be posted. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, you really are supporting the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Tiktak out.